this side, please, in order of speaker, and then the next side in order of speaker.
So we check, please, and know that it was because of me.
Fantastic, thank you.
Okay, so members and guests tonight, we're going to be hearing the Endeavour holiday debate. What I'm going to do is just kind of act as a timer. I'm going to give everyone a single ding when you've got 30 seconds remaining, and 2 dings when you hit your allotted time. And after that, we're going to simply be voting by a show of hands for who we think is the winner of the evening. So, ladies and gentlemen, if we can please give a round of applause to Affirmative Speaker 1 to start us off for the night.
Ladies and gentlemen, decorating during the holiday season should be a competitive sport. Of course it should be. It's part of the community. It's very Australian to be community. So if you're not going to do it, how Australian can you aim to be? The community is involved. You've got children from first time they can talk until they can hardly walk. And there you've got decorating as part of a competitive sport. You've got the same time every year, so you know it's going to happen. Already, you've got the combative nature of the season in every household. There is going to be almost martial arts in some households, so you've got that competitiveness starting already. So what we need to do is we need to put this into some format. We need to bring it into the community. We have to have the community get involved. The season is a season of love. So we've got a competitive sport that's going to have overriding love as well. And can you imagine the rest of the world? Australia is leading again because we are going to start holiday decorating as a competitive sport. Now you're going to get all your communities involved in this. They're going to love it. And so we, as the Affirmative, say, yes, of course, a competitive sport is an absolute must, and we must start it now. We must start it now.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is the meaning of Christmas? Is it peace, joy, and goodwill amongst men? Or is it to create a modern battlefield where we're duking it out on the contest of who has the biggest Rudolph, or perhaps who has the smallest blow-up Santa? Picture this. You, your significant other, 3 kids, bingo the dog, in the Chiraco, headed out to the 4KQ sponsored lights, only to find 2 alpha males duking it out on the front lawn over somebody's twinkly lights. Is this really the type of competition we want our kids to see? Is this really what we want to support? Comparison is said to be the thief of joy. And on the negative team here, we cannot support Christmas decorating as we see it as a competitive Christmas decorating, as we see it as a slippery slope to the loss of the meaning of Christmas. Thank you.
Now, as we mentioned before, we believe decorating Christmas should be a competitive sport because competition is a fundamental part of being Australian. We compete in countless sports, including cricket, swimming, various sorts of football. Hell, we like competing so much we compete about what is our national sport. And more broadly, competition drives improvement. And that's something that we should strive for. Our economy, for example, is built on competition. That's how we have all this technology that we have, all this infrastructure, all this stuff, because it's based on competition. Even Toastmaster has competition. Although we create this fun environment that is the best environment to learn, we do have an element of competition where we give out these awards at the end of the meeting. And what does that do? That pushes everyone to be the best version of themselves. And so let me ask you this, why should we not do this for Christmas lights? Why should we not apply this mindset to create the best lights for our children, for our community, and to create the best Christmas spirit that we can during this season? Thank you.
Christmas has become the most wasteful time of the year. Is it the fact that we're all trying to outdo each other? I guess you can all ask yourselves that question. According to BIFA, more than 1 million rubbish bags are sent to landfills over the Christmas period, contributing to pollution and global warming. The spending of food, travel, lighting, gifts over these 3 days equates to 650 kilograms of CO2 emissions per person. That's equivalent to 1,000 Christmas puddings. That's a lot. That's a lot. I think that instead of trying to outdo one another, we need to come together and simplify Christmas. It's all about love, it's not about competition. So, after all of this, I think we need to ask ourselves, is the spirit of Christmas not the competitive spirit?
So I'm a Kiwi, and even I know that what these fun police are talking about is absolute tripe. I'm Australian if you're not competing at any stage in your life, particularly at Christmas. If we talk about goodwill, it's goodwill to compete against your neighbour and have a couple of jibes to make things better. If there's 2 alpha males duking it out in the front of their lawn, well, there's going to be rules in place. If this is a competitive sport, that's not going to happen. They're both going to be shown a red card and they're going to be sent back to Santa's workshop. If we're talking about waste, well, those 1,000 Christmas puds will be welcome at my place. And also, by the time that we have created a competitive rule book for this competition we're going to have every Christmas in Australia, competing with each other and against the rest of the world, everything is going to be not Chinese made, it's going to be German made, it's going to be lasting for years, and so the waste is not going to then end up at the landfill. The opportunity also is to create Brisbane's best Christmas decorating emporium, sell those products to the people that really want to be competitive with each other at Christmas. There's a business opportunity for any of you who would like to take it up. If it's anti-spirit, let's just go back to Toastmasters. We create a pyramid of success where all of our members are the most important people, and over the period of time that you get used to all the things that are going to go into creating the best possible Christmas decorations year on year, I can't wait to see what we can achieve in 10 years. Thank you.
The third speaker for the negative is me. It's very Australian to be competitive. Is that the best value we could pluck from the air? It's very good to be competitive. Oh yes, we can get the children involved. Oh yes, your decorations stunk, little Johnny. How do you feel about that? You lost. And we can get the community involved. Yes, you're going to get them involved. We must start now. Get the decorations up. That was our first speaker over a moment. We should be competitive. Oh, should we? All right. If you're not being competitive, you're not working, you're not doing any good, you're not adding to the community and technology and the environment we even brought should into Toastmasters. Yes, the spirit of Toastmasters is all about competition. No, it's not. It's about sharing and giving, and that's what Christmas is about. It's not a competition, it shouldn't be, and it never will be. And I leave you with that, and to summarise, it's not, as the spirit of Christmas is about giving, and it's not about competition.
stopped at Kmart on the way. So I have come dressed. Toastmaster Nick, fellow Toastmasters. Part of my role as captain would normally be to refute the negative arguments of the opposing team and to rebut their attacks on us. And I could do that, fellow Toastmasters. Believe me, I could do that. But unfortunately, I have a measly 3 minutes. And though I hold the unenviable record of the highest accumulated over the allotted time for speeches at Alpha Endeavour in 2023, I am determined to mend my ways. And it would take me much, much longer than the allotted 3 minutes to identify all the many problems with the arguments presented by the team to my right. Hands up who knows Kellyanne Conway. Most of you are very fortunate that you don't know who she is. She was the senior counsellor to the former President of the United States, the Honourable Donald J. Trump. A book has been written in her honour, titled The Kellyanne Conway Technique, Perfecting the Ancient Art of Delivering Half-Truths, Fake News and Obfuscation, with a smile. As I listened to our opponents tonight, I wondered if my opposing captain may have read that book and faced with the hopeless task of guiding his team to argue the negative case, he dipped into the Kellyanne Conway toolbox of half-truths, fake news and obfuscation. Tonight we had a very important proposition to consider, namely that decorating for the holiday should be a competitive sport. My team has presented a very compelling case for why we should all support this proposition. Two key arguments really. First is that decorating is about community. It's about the family getting together around the tree, deciding which decorations go up. Community thing, or out on the street, community decorating. Secondly, Aussies are sports lovers, but that's community as well. It's down the local soccer field, seeing all of the kids compete with each other, getting to know each other, making friends. It's community. So I think at the heart of our proposition is community. A strong argument is accompanied by reasoning and evidence. My colleagues have presented you with arguments that have been logically constructed and supported by irrefutable evidence. Fellow Toastmasters, you might be tempted to shower pity on our opponents, handicapped as they were by having to argue the negative case tonight. But pity is not something we do at Toastmasters, and I think you will agree the affirmative case is compelling, and I dare suggest to you that it is undeniable. Thank you.
Thank you, affirmative team. Competitive sport, decorating, Christmas. Do you know where competitive sport actually derives from? This is what they've been living off. Competitive, come together, make a community, but we'll compete. Do you know why the sport actually derived, even before Christmas? It was back in the days when they had gladiators. They killed people. But we don't do that, it's not civilized now. It's Christmas. We're about putting decorations up. We're making things pretty. And you want to turn that into a competitive sport? No, we're not talking about gladiators, but know that that's where competitive sports derive from. We are teaching kids. You mentioned bringing kids, bringing the community. We actually agree. My first speaker actually did mention, bring your kids. It's all about driving along the streets, up the hills, seeing the lights, and you want to bring inspired joy, those feelings of sharing, loving, caring, and what you can do to make your street look better. And it's about doing what you can to inspire other people. That's what my first speaker said. Yes, definitely, minus the competitive sport part, right? We don't need, perhaps it is Aussie spirit, but Christmas should be a worldwide sort of holiday. It's about the world coming together. Speaker number 2 mentioned about wastage and the stuff. We are talking about when it becomes competitive, next year you're going to get more and more and more on top. We need to start looking after like the planet, and we want to teach the kids that we do bring to these houses and to see these decorations in a more, let me get my thought. You don't want it to take over, you don't want to destroy the planet. You want to make sure that Christmas is all doing all great things. My rebutting team down here mentioned no, oh, I'm totally so lost. I will emphasise the actual point. Christmas is not about competitive. It's about sharing, it's about love, it's about making things look beautiful, coming from your heart. That's what I'd say. Thanks so much. I'm so lost. Thank you.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for all our emotions ramped up in that speech, didn't they? We got some quite fierce debates at the end. Now, this is the part of the night where, unfortunately, or fortunately, we're going to have to choose a winner. So,
is it competitive?
It is competitive. Now, Henry did go over time, so please factor that somehow into your algorithm in your head when you raise your hand. So, please can I have a show of hands for the affirmative team to win tonight's debate? Can I please have a show of hands for the negative team? Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause for your
Thank you so much.
Good
job. Well done. Thank you. Good job. Good job. You did really well. Thank you.
For your Alpha Endeavour holiday debate champions, the negative team. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Riley,
Thank you. Thank you. Cheers. Thank you so much. Thank you.
And Toastmasters, over to you.
Well done.